friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my winter favorites. I do a seasonal favorites every season and I'm so excited for this winter one. I definitely have a vibe this season and I'm really excited about it. If you're new to the series from me, basically every single season I kind of take my picks of what I think I'm really going to be using and enjoying for the upcoming season. So in this case, we're gonna be talking about what I'm gonna be loving and using during the winter. These are just the vibes that I think I'm gonna be going for, what I'm feeling like I'm super into right now. And I think it's just so fun to kind of like curate a little collection that makes me feel very seasonal. And I think it's fun. I like discussing it with you. I like hearing what you're gonna be loving. I like hearing kind of what products and colors and things like that you're gonna be interested in. I just think it's so much fun and I'm really pumped to get into it. Now I definitely have holiday on the brain right now. I'm very much in Christmas mode. There are a couple like holiday focused things in here, but a lot of it is just wintry for me. It's gonna transcend Christmas, like go into January, February, because those are also the winter months. It doesn't even turn spring until the end of March. So these are not just like holiday favorites. These are the things that I'm gonna be enjoying during the cold months, the cold season. I'm really excited. I love these colors and let's just get into it. But before we do, I did of course film this look. I film every look you see on camera. It should already be up on my Instagram and TikTok by the time this video goes up. And let me just give you my accessory details. My necklace and ring today are both from Ana Luisa. And I don't know where this wig is from. I know it's from Amazon, but my mother-in-law picked it out for me, so I don't know the brand. It's very lovely and bouncy though. I think it's a lot of fun. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get into this winter favorites video. Alright, so when it comes to like primer, foundation, concealer, things like that, it doesn't really change that much season to season. The only thing that really changes is when I get to the summer. I really like to wear only a tinted moisturizer or no foundation at all. But the rest of the time I'm pretty good wearing whatever I feel like wearing. But the main thing that I did want to shout out is my Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream. This is a very ultra moisturizing but still lightweight kind of moisturizing primer. You could use this as just a moisturizer. I personally use this in conjunction with primers, or sometimes I even mix it with whatever foundation I'm using just to give that extra boost of moisture during the winter especially. I have normal to dry skin, so when it gets like to the coldest months, it's a little extra drier outside. Not horribly dry because I am in Florida, but it does dry down compared to the summer and the other seasons, honestly. So I like that extra boost of moisture to help keep my skin not feeling super dry. I do like the glow. I like feeling very hydrated, so this is a savior for me in these months. I don't really gravitate towards any bronzer in particular in the winter. I'm just gonna kind of continue using what I've already used. I don't hoard bronzer anyways. I just kind of pick my favorites and I use them. So we're gonna move right along into blush. So I have a blush palette, a single blush, and a couple creams. I guess let's just start with the creams because I'm wearing one of them right now. The one that I'm wearing right now is Nearly Berry from Rare Beauty. It's one of their melting blushes and it's so beautiful. It doesn't translate as dark as this. It could be built up to be much darker, but I use a very tiny amount and let it just blend really softly just to give me that very soft but pretty berry kind of vibe. I love berries in the winter. I guess I should preface by giving you my vibe for the winter. I love berries. I like pinky purples. I really am into blues right now as well, like really deep blues. That's kind of my overall vibe. I want iridescent wintry colors. I want kind of purpley blues. I want that kind of realm. That's what I'm feeling. So this blush encompasses all of my blush fantasies. I'm obsessed with this right now. I'm gonna be obsessed with this for a while. I think it's such a beautiful formula. The melting blushes truly melt in with the rest of your makeup so flawlessly. I love these, and this color in particular is gonna be such a winner for me this season. Even though it's on my face, I'll just kind of have some swatches forming here so you can see all the blush colors I'm picking laid out. The next one is going to be my Winona Forever Blush Stick from ColourPop. I treated myself to this like 2 months ago, I think, and I just love it. It's just a really pretty warm, reddish brown color and it's so beautiful. It's gonna go so nicely with these colors that I'm into right now. I just absolutely adore this. I've been obsessed with this blush stick ever since I got it, and I think this time of year I'm going to continue being obsessed with it because it's so pretty. And I love this formula. It just blends so nicely and so easily. I barely have to fight with these. They go on so smooth. And this last one kind of transitions us into powder because it's one of the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek blushes. These are kind of like a cream to powder hybrid. You can kind of use them as a cream or you can kind of use them as a powder. I've used these both with my sponge as a cream, or I've used them with like my powder blush brush, and either way it works. This is in the shade Cherrio. I hope this is still available because this is a collection that came out a year ago, so who knows? But I really hope so because it's so pretty. It's just this beautiful kind of berry red color, and it has the beautiful sheen and glow to it. It's just so pretty and warm and cozy, and I absolutely adore it. The single powder blush that I'm picking is my Potted Blush from ColourPop. I love this. It's just such a beautiful kind of deep berry mauve color. Has a little more purpley plumminess to it than the other ones I've talked about so far, and it's just so pretty. I love that shade. It is mouth-watering and delicious and all the good things. I adore this little guy. And last but not least, my blush palette of choice is going to be my Cotton Candy Champagne Blush Palette. Do you see how dirty this is? I've loved this for years. I literally think I've owned this for like 3 years now. It's getting very old, but I still love it. And I love this especially this time of year because it has just that beautiful kind of frosty glow to it where it makes me feel just very ethereal and like a winter fairy. I love the different colors in here because I have the bright pink if I want to do something kind of like brighter, but it also has the kind of darker tones. It has more of the neutral, the mauves. I like the underlying berry tones that these kind of have. These are so pretty. I'll swatch just a couple of them for you. I'll swatch the two bottom ones because those are probably the two that I use the most. But they're just so glowy. Do you see how shiny those are? They are beautiful. If you don't like a shimmery blush, you would hate these, but if you were like me and you love a glowy cheek, these are absolutely amazing. Trust me, I've been loving these for literally years. Moving on to highlight, I have 3 picks, 2 palettes, and 1 single. I guess we can go over the single first. This is Moon Cruiser from Kaleidos. Again, I'm really feeling like the kind of bluey purple vibes, and this is perfect. This is such a beautiful, sparkly, kind of blue, purple, iridescent, shifty highlight. I will pop it right over here. It just has the prettiest glow. It's mostly translucent, but when your cheek hits that light just right, it just has the most brilliant kind of bluey to purpley shift. I am obsessed with this. I love these highlights so much in general, and this one is one of my favorites in my whole collection, but especially this time of year, I'm gonna be using this so much. Next is my Aspen highlight palette from BH Cosmetics. I'm wearing one of the shades today. I'm wearing the beautiful frosty white one, but this is just an ethereal, colorful winter wonderland. I love this palette. I'll swatch like these 3 because these 3 are really unique, and you can see the white one on my face. So we have Bunny Slope, Snow Angel, Chill Zone I think is what it was called. They're just such beautiful frosty duochrome highlights. They're so pretty and so wintry. I love this palette so much. It's colorful, but it still gives me those cozy cold time feels. So pretty. And last but not least is my Alva 2 highlight palette from Odin's Eye. I'm fairly certain I mentioned this in my winter favorites last year. It looks like this. Again, it's just like an ethereal winter fairy. I love this so much. We have the icy blue. This has a beautiful kind of soft pink glow where it's not sparkly, it's just glowy. We have kind of the champagne color, and Salamander is out of this world. I'm gonna swatch the top 2 here, Salamander and that blue one. Salamander is basically this like just very hyper sparkly but smooth at the same time and very wet looking, and the sparkles are kind of multicolored. Oh my gosh, it is absolutely amazing. Like, I wish that highlight was sold as a single. And here's the blue. It's just so icy and magical, and I feel like when it's actually blended on the cheeks, it doesn't just look like a stripe of blue. It really just gives you a blue icy glow. Oh, I love this. I think these 3 picks are gonna be just all I wanna use this winter. Especially because that BH one does have that white that I can use if I don't really want to color like I felt today. And the Odin's Eye one has more of that champagne one if I want something a little more neutral and not like icy white. There are so many options, and it's, oh, I love it. Getting into eyes, I have 10 palettes to talk about. I narrowed it down to my 10 picks. Let's get into it. These are in no particular order, and basically with these palettes, what I strive to do is I really do strive to reach for these again and play with them again with you. I've already played with a lot of these throwbacks in Instagram videos. I mean, some of these aren't like major throwbacks, but just not current palettes. I do try to use these. I reach for them for like get ready with me's or Instagram videos. I try to use them on my own time. These are just the vibes that I am feeling right now, and I love them so much. These are in no particular order. This is my Wine and Only palette. This came out about a year ago. This came out in the same collection as that Cherrio blush I mentioned before. It's just beautiful, rich, kind of burgundy berry tones. Again, I love the berries right now. The purpley tone berries, the red tone berries, I love it. And this is so just rich and deep and amazing, and I love it. The different shimmers are so pretty. I think there's so many different tones in here with it being monochromatic. I really like this one, and I just love how rich it is. It's so pretty. Next and last one from ColourPop, I had to shout out the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer palette. It's the season for me, you know? Technically, as I'm filming this right now, it's only December 5th, so I'm very much still in holiday mode. I know this video isn't gonna go up until closer to around the 20th, like when the season actually changes. But this is just so pretty. And even after Christmas is over, I'm still gonna be into this because it has those deep kind of burgundy berryish tones. I love the deep greens in here. It is a little neutral heavy for me, and I'll get into my favorite neutral palette for the season in a second. I wish this was a teeny bit smaller, but as a general rule, I do really like this palette. I think the shimmers are really pretty, and I think there's a lot you can do with it. I think it's very just soft, but wintry and cozy. I'm gonna keep using the word cozy because that is the vibe. I love this palette. I think it's so cute, and the whole Rudolph collection just made my heart so happy. Watch, there's gonna be so many like more winter collections that come out between now and Christmas. We'll see, maybe there's some things I'll need to add in my comment section and leave a pinned comment or something. But as of right now, these are my picks. Moving on to Aether Beauty. This palette is so pretty. This is the Moonlight palette, and this literally just makes me think of an enchanted lake in the middle of winter, in the middle of a forest full of fairies and all the cute things. This is so magical. It's kind of those bluey purple vibes, but they're very twinkly and ethereal, and I love them. And their formula is so pretty. The mattes are so just buttery, and they blend so easy, and the shimmers are just so twinkly. I love this. I did do an Instagram video with this a while back, and I played with it once on my own time, but I have not given this the love that I think it deserves. I definitely want to try to use this in a get ready with me, or maybe at least do another Instagram video with it. This needs more love. It is so beautiful and like so much encompassing like the vibe that I want with color. It's so beautiful. Next up is my Melt Cosmetics She's in Parties palette. Remember when I said I like berries this time of year? This is it. This is what I love. I treated myself to this for my birthday last year, and I still love it so much. The mattes are just so rich, and it's more of like plummy berries than red berries like the ColourPop one was. It's so pretty. It has kind of those mauve tones. I like the shimmers in here a lot. It's just so beautiful. I love the way berries look on me. I think they look really nice with my blue-green eyes. I love this palette, and I can't wait to dip into it again. I already have it on my to-do list to do another Instagram video with this because it's so beautiful. Next up, the last one with like super heavy holiday vibes. I can't not talk about the Give Me Glow Christmas Morning palette. It's just insane. It is so good, and at the very least, I'm fairly certain Gifts Galore is available as a single. You need to see how magical this shade is. Do you see that color? It's like glass. Look at that. This is like one of my favorite shades in my entire collection. Oh, it is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. But yeah, needless to say, this is obviously a very Christmassy heavy palette, but it's still really pretty outside of that. It just has really pretty rich tones. I love the shimmers in here so much, and I'm really excited about playing with this. I did already film another Instagram video with this as of this moment, and it should already be up by the time this video goes up, so you can go check that out if you want. Next is the palette I'm actually wearing right now, and this will be kind of my go-to neutrals palette for this season. I don't play with neutrals too often, but when I want to, there's things I do gravitate towards, and right now it's my Goddess palette from Alter Ego. This is a dupe of the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I really like kind of the neutral bluey teal color combo. I think it's really pretty. I like the neutrals in here specifically because they're very much that warm, I'm gonna say it again, the warm cozy vibe. And I really like these shimmers in here. They're so twinkly. The blue shimmer on my lower lash line is so sparkly, makes my eye look so wet, and I love it. There's so many pretty shades in here. It is again very neutral heavy, but when I'm feeling neutrals, this is the one I think I'm gonna be gravitating towards. This makes me feel very glamorous, and I really like this time of year. I don't know what it is. It makes me feel so pretty. Next up is my Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette. This is just all the rich jewel tones. It's so pretty. It's the grungy jewel tones for me, It has the deep blues and greens, and even like this dark pink is such a beautiful shimmer. I love this palette. I definitely want to play with it again soon. It makes me so happy. These tones are absolutely gorgeous, and I definitely want to play with this one again ASAP. Next up, I just played with this one recently. Again, that Instagram video might be up by the time this video goes up, but my Onside Norns palette is very much winter vibes for me, and I'm really into it. It just kind of encapsulates all the depth, the jewel tones. There's like some berry colors in here. There's the red and green for holiday time. I like the like bluey purple shimmers down here. The shimmers on this palette are so pretty. There are so many shifty, twinkly duochromes. I think this is such a fun palette, and I really enjoyed playing with it again recently, and I might try to play with it again soon, like maybe do a get ready with me or something. I have a lot of things on my like to-do list and to film list and so little time, but this is absolutely stunning. I love this one. I think it's so pretty. The shimmers are just outstanding. By the way, I have already done multiple videos with all of these palettes. Even if I don't do like a million more videos with them at this point, I have already done a lot. So if you need inspiration with any of them, you can search my channel. You can check my Instagram. I usually do Instagram videos with things as well. So I have a lot of inspo out for you. Next up, getting down to the final two, my Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse palettes. This came out last winter. I think it was last winter, and I actually got this as a gift from a subscriber over the spring, and I love it. I love it so much. The deep blues are so what I'm into right now. Like these deep blues paired with like a berry lip. Please give it to me. The shimmers in here are so pretty. Again, this does have some neutrals in here if I want to play with a neutral vibe, but maybe mix it with some colors. I love the different tones in here. The silver is immaculate. There are so many good things about this palette, and I absolutely love it. Lunar Beauty has such a beautiful formula, and this is such a fun one to play with. And finally, last but not least, this is a newer palette in my life. This is the Beauty Bay Age of Opulence palette. It looks like this. It's just berries and blues galore. I'm obsessed with this. I'm going to New York for a few days with Zane's family, which I think that trip will have like already ended by the time this video goes up, but I think this might be one of the palettes I bring with me because it just has so many pretty tones. If I want to do something kind of neutral glam, I can do it. If I want to do something colorful, I can do it. If I want to do a mix and match, I can do it. And I really enjoy the formula. I think it's such a fun one to play with. And this again just really encapsulates the vibes that I'm feeling right now. I have a couple standalone eye products before we get into lips. I do have two of the e.l.f. liquid shadows to talk about, and again, these are definitely like holiday on the brain vibes right now, but I do want to talk about them. This is an e.l.f. metallic liquid shadow in Aurora, and it is just such a beautiful green. I actually used this in that Instagram video with the Give Me Glow palette, and it's just so brilliant and shiny, and I love it. And then the other one is my red one. This one is a liquid glitter eyeshadow in the shade Cranberry, and it just has the most beautiful cranberry red tone with little gold sparkles through it, and it's so pretty. And again, obviously this is very much holiday vibes, but I do think this is gonna transcend like the holiday season. Maybe I won't pair the red and green together in January, but I can see myself totally reaching for these again because they're just so deep and lovely and rich, and I think these will pair nicely with a lot of the things that I selected today as far as palettes go. My memory card filled up because I've been talking for 100 hours. But the last standalone eyeshadowy product is my Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop in the shade Dreamlover. Oh, this is just magical. And like this paired with that Aether Beauty palette, for instance, so good. It's just like berry blue purple. It's so sparkly and so shifty and magical. It's just like an ethereal wintry dream. I love this color. It's so good. I hope it's still available. Sometimes I do these videos and then I go back to link products and some things aren't available, and I apologize if that ever happens, but part of the point of this video also is just for you to maybe find like ideas in your collection, maybe inspire you to dig through yours and kind of just see what you have that fits your personal vibe. You totally don't need to buy everything that I'm talking about today, but look at these. These are so cute. Okay, moving on to lips. I did want to quickly just shout out the lip scrub and lip mask from the ColourPop Rudolph collection because they smell like peppermint and they're so wonderful. I love peppermint during the Christmas season, but I love peppermint like throughout the whole winter time. It's just so wintry to me. Peppermint is ideal. And I love these. I love the ColourPop lip mask and lip scrub in general, but these peppermint ones are quite cute and they're wonderful. But I have 10 actual lip products to talk about. I have some glosses, I have some liquid lipsticks, different tones. Again, berries and reds are gonna be a reoccurring thing going forward. I do still wear neutrals a lot. I feel like I never really talk about neutrals in these videos because I feel like it's a given that I wear neutrals in the all times of year. But these are gonna be kind of just the ones that I go to that are a little bit different than a typical neutral. Let's do glosses first. I have 3 of those. So this one I'm gonna start out with because it's not available anymore, but it is really, really similar to the gloss in the Rudolph collection in the trio. So if you want this one, you could probably get it from there, or you could just find another gloss similar. This is called Icicle Pop from the Winter Hello Kitty collection last year. And again, this might still be available. I don't know if that collection got like completely discontinued yet or not, but it's just sheer with a little bit of sparkle to it, but the sparkle is just this very soft pinky color. It's not even really gonna translate on camera. It's just a really soft, very clear, with a little bit of pink sparkled gloss, and it looks so pretty. And again, this is just gonna kind of go with a lot of the things that I talked about today already, so I wanted to quickly shout this gloss out. Even though this one's a little more on the basic side, everything else is a little bit more colorful, I still wanted to give this one a shout out. I also want to talk about Bitchcraft from Lunar Beauty. This came out during the Halloween season actually, but I think this is gonna transcend nicely into the winter. It's just a really pretty kind of shiny cranberry shade, and it has little sparkles in it. It's so delicious, and I really like his formula. It smells like cake. And it's just so smooth on the lips. I really enjoy it. And last is my glossy lip balm from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Nearly Berry. It goes along really nicely with the blush that I talked about earlier. These are really nice. They're just very lightweight, and they just offer that really nice wash of color, that shine, and I like this like slight berry undertone. This could be built up to be a little bit more full coverage if you really layered it on, but I personally like just a little wash of it. I think it's very cute. It's just a nice little tint for your lips, and it's very shiny, and they're very comfortable. They do really kind of have that balmy texture where it's just very nourishing and moisturizing. I like this a lot. I guess next let's talk about my 3 reds that I picked out. Anturium from Menagerie, I'm 100% confident I talked about last winter because it's amazing. It's just such a beautiful, deep, dark, delicious burgundy color. I absolutely love it. It's so beautiful. I feel so pretty when I wear this color. I also want to shout out Rubino. It's one of the Kaleidos lip clays. It is just a beautiful, also really deep red, but this has more of like that blood red undertone rather than like this kind of almost burgundy plummy shade that Anturium had. It's so beautiful, and I really like the lip clays. They're so comfortable. They have kind of like a cream to powder texture, so they feel very lightweight. These are so unique in my collection, and I love that particular color. And last is gonna be Lovebug from Sugar Pill. This is just such a beautiful, bright red with little glitters in it. It's so cute, and it's so festive and fun, and I absolutely love this. Again, this is gonna transcend Christmas for me and definitely go into the deep of the winter. It's gonna go into February nicely. I love this color, and I just love those little sparkles. They're kind of like pinky, and they're so cute. Next, let's go over my 3 berry picks. Berry Me is the one I'm wearing right now. I promise you I talked about this last year as well. It's just such a cute berry purpley color. I love berry tones in the winter. I don't know what it is, but a berry lip is one of my favorite things to wear this time of year. It always makes me feel so cute, and it's just so wintry to me. I don't know what that correlation is in my brain, but it's just such a winter fantasy for me, and I love it. And the next 2 are from Unearthly Cosmetics, formerly known as Alien Cosmetics. This first one is called Linda. It's kind of like the brighter and more fuchsia version of what I'm wearing right now. It's so cute. I was a little scared of this color. I was a little worried it'd be a little too, I don't know, I want to say bright for me, because sometimes if something's too bright and a little too purpley and a little too cool toned, it doesn't really work for me. This one I think is a lot of fun though. It's so cute and playful. And this one is Samantha. This is kind of like, not really quite a regular berry, it's a raspberry. It's like a really pretty pinky raspberry tone. It has a little bit of that red, has a little bit of that pink, it has a little bit of that berry. It's such a beautiful shade. I love this one. And the last lipstick I want to shout out is one I just got myself for Black Friday. This is Ebony from Melt Cosmetics. It's a brown, but it is such a beautiful brown. It is the darkest brown I've ever owned. It's almost black, but it's just such a beautiful, deep espresso color. It's so amazing, and I'm already head over heels in love with this, and I think I'm gonna wear this one a lot in the winter, because while I do like a black lip, sometimes a black lip just doesn't seem like the right vibe for a look. So I think this dark, 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 almost black brown is gonna suit a lot of the things that I wanna wear. Oh, I love this. Like, imagine this one with the Age of Opulence palette. Like, what a match made in heaven that would be with literally any look you do. I love a brown lip. I say this all the time when I talk about brown lips, but if you've never tried a brown lip, please try it. It looks good on everyone. I don't care who you are, a brown lip will look good on you. There is a shade out there for everybody, and I love a chocolate lip on everybody. It's so pretty. All right, so that was my winter favorites for 2021. I hope you like my picks. I feel like I just love my vibe right now this year. I'm just so into those blues and deep ethereal tones and the berries. It's just all good things. I would love to know what you think about the products I talked about. Do you have any of them? Do you want any of them yourself? And please let me know what vibe you're kind of leaning towards this winter. I would love to chat about your picks down below. If you made it to the end of this video, I guess leave me a winter emoji. Leave me emojis that make you think of winter. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything. I post every day on Instagram, and I'm pretty active on TikTok and Twitter as well. And if you want, you can subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm posting every single day up until Christmas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.